Hey, this is Tom again. Okay, let's move on to step 2, right? Phase 2, rather, which is presentation. Now, I went ahead and wrote them all up here so you could constantly see them. We just went through discovery. We figured out the problems that exist. Now we got to move on to presentation. Now, most people out there in the car selling world believe they want to get to the presentation of the vehicle as soon as possible. Because you might still be thinking that since the client said, hey, they came in on a vehicle they wanted to see, hey, can I check out that truck you have over there? And you said, yeah, sure. So that you think that possibly presentation is you presenting that truck. It isn't. That's not where we are. The first thing that we discovered, even though the client was interested in whatever it is you had, they want that big truck out there, you say, yeah, great. That's again, back on discovery, you just said, yeah, in fact, it's a great truck, and thanks for asking about it. By the way, what are you driving? Oh, you driving that over there? Yeah, those are great vehicles. So what's going on with that? And that's how we discovered the issues with the car, the problem with the car. Because when they talk about that car, they say, oh, well, it's been a good vehicle for me, but I got remarried, she has kids, I have kids, and there's too many of us and need something bigger, but I just really like a pickup truck too. All right, so we started to discover what the problems are, right? So once we feel comfortable with that we've discovered the problems, and by the way, in that big question and answer thing, what we've really built on is something we call the trust factor. Because when they start telling us the changes in their lives that cause them to need a different vehicle than what they have, then we've built trust because they feel open enough to share what's going on with their lives with us. It's an incredible thing to do for a client, incredible thing to do for other human beings. So in discovery, we discovered problems and we built in that trust factor, and now we go on to presentation. Presentation is you presenting what your package of extraordinary benefits are. Because you're going to have a package of super cool things that are going to attach to that client that they want and certainly need to hear so that they trust you more and they decide you are an incredible person to buy from and your dealership is a great place to buy from. So, we're on to presentation, and now what are we going to do? All right? We're going to present our package of extraordinary benefits. Now, we're going to do this whether it's face-to-face or on the phone, face-to-face or an internet client. All right, so we're about to present our package of benefits. Only you can know what the package of benefits is for you. Yours will be different than mine, right? Some things might be similar, but we got to make sure that you focus on what you're able to provide from your dealership and what you're able to provide to clients just from yourself, what you're going to fully commit to doing, okay? Now, a couple differences here. On face-to-face and the so-called internet lead, the phone lead is going to take a little bit more time is all, to present a package of benefits because you're going to need more. Because you don't have all of your stuff to present, all your great cool moves and all that. You have your voice and a list of cool things that you do. When you're face-to-face, you have you and your believability and that 90% of communication that is nonverbal be able to present to people. So, package of benefits, you have to decide. So, once we discover the problems, and we'll say, okay, Mr. Client, Joe or something like that. Okay, Joe, I see what you're telling me. Although the minivan that you have has been a tremendous vehicle for, or not a minivan, I should have done that. Oh, so your little wagon has been a tremendous vehicle for you and your family. Now that you've gotten married and you got a whole bunch of kids, you need some more room. That's why you're looking at the crew cab pickup truck, but you still have some work to do with it. Is that how I understand that? Excellent. So the little wagon isn't going to do anymore, right? All right, fantastic. Okay, so let's start figuring out what's going to work for your family and what type of work you do for yourself, all right? And then there's a couple more pieces of that, but we're going to move on into presentation for this example. So in our presentation, for instance, say we're face-to-face, we might say, as part of our package of benefits, okay, Joe, well, let me tell you a little bit about us so at least you know who you're working with, all right? So the one thing that I want us to do today, because I think it's going to benefit you the most, is I want this to turn out to be a day that we can give you the information you need. So by the time you do make a decision on the next vehicle you're going to get, at least you know you're going to make a smart one because you'll have all the information. Does that sound fair? And he'll say, well, sure. And you go, great, because that's how I do business. I want to get you enough information so the decision is smart because I hate you having to make the wrong decision. Okay? Sound fair? Now, by the way, does that sound like a place you'd like to do business with? You'll go, yeah, it sounds great. Boom. And see, right there, we've already committed a commitment to buy from us. We haven't even talked about the vehicle that we're selecting yet. We haven't talked about trade or payment or any of that stuff because you don't want to get involved in all that crap now. It'll come. Right now, you want to find out the problem, and again, they've built trust at that point, and then you tell them some stuff you're going to give to them, and they'll go, wow, yeah, that's a place I'd like to do business with. Great. You see, that's the key to professional selling. It's getting people to commit to the things that are best for them, which is ultimately committing to you. In this case, you. You understand? That's the power of presentation. If you're on the phone, you might want to say a few more things. You could still do it face-to-face, but on the phone, you might mention things about, we'll deliver the vehicle right to your home, or look, before you select a vehicle, before we go into all pricing, the most important thing that you do is you experience the vehicle. And why, Mr. Client? Because without experience in the vehicle, you'll never know it's the right one. And I hate to have you make a purchase of this size and never have the true experience in that particular vehicle that you should, so that you know it's the right decision. Now, does that make sense? See, that is a presentation. And then you can talk to, package of benefits. It could be things like great things you offer up in service. See, I know what it's like when you bring your client in, or when you bring your vehicle in for service, Mr. Client, and you're stuck waiting for 45 minutes or an hour or sometimes even longer because you have to get things done, and you don't have time to waste anymore. So what I do for you and what I do for my best clients is I pick up your vehicle from you right from your house. And in so doing, I'm going to leave you with a brand new vehicle just to put around town. And then the only thing I'm going to ask is when I give you that brand new vehicle that you give me feedback and you tell me what you think. Because you're going to be one of the first ones in the brand new vehicles we have. Now, does that sound fair to you? Because that's how I do business, and I want you to be able to enjoy your ownership experience like you should. Okay, you see? That is a presentation of benefits. And then you finish it by saying, now does that sound like a business that you'd like to do business with? Does it sound like I'm the right person that you'd like to do business with? As long as we can get all the rest of it together, pricing and all that stuff, does it sound like I'm the right person for you? They'll get to a yes, and now you're moving. You see? That is the essence of presentation. All right, so we're about to move into the works. You're going to find some familiar things in there, and then we'll finish off at the finish. I'll see you in the next few videos. Adios.